I got in, I think, like 1.5, maybe, last week. Not even that. I think I did just squats and one day and benches another day. And the week before that was a lot of karate and not much lifting. I haven't run in, I think, 3 weeks. And it's a shame because I was on a good roll for a little while. I've kind of stalled out slightly. Hoping to get back into it. So today, I'm going to be retesting my 5-rep max on my squats. It was supposed to be, I think, I think I said I was going to do a martial arts episode. Fortunately, I think I'm probably going to shoot that tomorrow, but it won't go live until next week. Part of the thing is that I got a little overwhelmed with stuff with the dojo and opening my gym, hopefully, in 2 months. It's just been a little involved. I got real stressed, kind of just checked out of most of my regular stuff, including shooting videos and everything but writing blog posts and interacting with people on social media. The rest of it was just spent dealing with dojo stuff, unfortunately. So, hoping to get back on it. So, martial arts video should be next week, but as I said, I need to build up a decent backlog. So when stuff like this happens, we don't just suddenly go dry. I've been kind of producing episodes and having them go live as they're made, and that's just not sustainable. First of all, it's way too stressful. And then, if something does go wrong, or if something needs more of my attention at a point in time, I end up having to choose between what I'm doing. So, ideally, I would like to get a blog post buffer first, because first of all, if you're on Patreon, if you're a patron, you're supposed to be getting a post early, which is difficult to do if the post hasn't been written yet. And then after the blog post, then it's going to be videos for the blog, and then after that comes stuff for the vlog, The Best Dan Wallace. So today's episode of Going Superhuman is just going to be me lifting weights and talking a bit about efficiencies that I've found so far and plans that I have to make my life more efficient so I can be more productive. So, efficiency is a funny thing. Being efficient is excellent because it's about, finding the best ways to do things, the best use of your time, the most efficient way to lift weights for whatever goal you're going for, the most efficient way to train for whatever fitness goal you might have, so on and so forth. But if you spend more time setting up an efficient system than the efficient system would actually save you, you're not actually saving yourself any time. Also, sometimes it's not about figuring how to do more in less time, but just trying to figure out how to better make use of the time that you have for the things that you're already doing. For instance, I'm like the dog from Up. Squirrel? Like, that's me, okay? I get distracted really, really, really easy. I'd like to say I have some sort of ironclad focus or whatever. Not the case. Very easily misled. Something shiny catches my eye and I'm off. So to that respect, when I sit down to do work, if I don't sit down to do work in a good environment, in the right environment, it takes me like 3 times as long because I get distracted super easy. One of the things that I found that I love is an app called Cold Turkey. You install it on your computer, you set it up, and it'll block websites for you because I spend entirely too much time on social media, Reddit, Imgur, YouTube, stuff like that. So when I sit down to do work, I open up Cold Turkey and I go and block something for like 3 hours. I block everything for 3 hours. And all of a sudden, it's a bazillion times easier for me to do my work. So even though I'm not changing anything about the way that I do my work, it's a more efficient way of doing things because I'm blocking out potential distractions. Because I did not realize, you know, at the time, until I started using this, how much time I actually waste just by clicking over to Reddit for 5 minutes or what have you. Because 5 minutes turns into 10, turns into 15, then I'm back to work again, but oh my god, there goes 15 minutes. So that's one thing, and probably my #1 secret to increasing efficiency lately has been learning how methods of cutting off everything but what I'm supposed to be doing. Because, let's be honest, if I don't have to burn willpower points staying away from it, that's more willpower to use somewhere else in my life, which is, again, more efficient. Now, as for training efficiency, this is another area where I've kind of lacked lately. My training has definitely taken a hit over the past 3 weeks or so, unfortunately. Getting back on it now. This feels good right here. But one of the things that I have learned through my whole time in life, you know, trading various fitness aspects, martial arts aspects, stuff like that, is that it's always better to do something than it is to do nothing. Too many people miss a workout and write the day off. Whereas, like, I'll miss a workout and, you know, do some extra push-ups and bodyweight squats and pull-ups. Because those are quick and easy, they don't need much equipment, you know, I can do them basically anywhere. Or I won't have time for a full workout. I say, you know, like, okay, I've got 20 minutes before I need to leave, I'm supposed to work out today. I know after I leave, I won't have any time to train for the rest of today. So, before I leave, I just do squats. Not even like a specific number necessarily, I just throw enough weight on the bar for it to feel heavy. And I do squats for as much time as I have, you know, with short rests in between or whatever, and then I go. So that's another efficiency that I've been working into my life, and the idea of, okay, I'm incredibly busy. I'm trying to run effectively 3 or 4 businesses, depending on how you count it up. I might not always have time to do all the workouts that I want to do. But it's better to get in, you know, 25 squats at any given weight, or a bunch of pull-ups or a bunch of push-ups than it is to do absolutely nothing. It's better to walk for 30 minutes. If I'm stuck going somewhere or something like that where, you know, I'm not going to have anything to train with, I'm not going to have any time, you know, if I can walk, like if I have to go to, you know, the DMV and I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting, you know, I won't be a weirdo walking back and forth in the lobby. But if I can, you know, walk around the building or something like that while I'm waiting for a line to go down, especially if I'm with somebody that's waiting in line with me, I'll go do that. So training where you are, how you can, and with what you can, is way more efficient than writing off whole workouts just to, you know, get the perfect workout in when the time comes. This is 265. I did 270 for 5 reps. It was super ugly, but I got it done, and I did that 3 weeks ago now? Yeah, like 3 weeks ago. So, if I get 265 for 5, I'm going to be happy. We're going to see how this goes. I need a new rack. Oh. Oh, that was a little ugly too, but whatever. We'll call that my 5 rep max for now. I might be able to do 270, but I don't want to. So, that means that on, what's today, Thursday? Saturday, or potentially maybe Sunday, realistically speaking, probably Sunday, I'm going to be at 90% of this. So that's 265 minus 26. We'll take that down to 240, we'll call it. And I'm supposed to do 5 sets of 5 at 240. Right? Isn't that right? Yeah. So, that's the next thing, is as far as efficiency and training goes, you know, when I started this season of going Superhuman, I really narrowed down my goals. My goals are relatively simple. 1,000-pound total between squat, bench, and deadlift. A sub 25-minute 5K, and I would realistically like to be a Nikkyu in Judo, all by the end of 2017. The Judo one's a little effy, just because in order to do that, I have to go to tournaments, and tournaments cost money, as does my Judo membership. So, money's a little tight right now, which is part of the reason why I was having a hard time over the last week, because I was super stressed. Because here's the thing, is I've hit the point now where I'm kind of reaching the end of my big savings cushion. And so in August, I'm going to need to make enough money to cover myself for September. And in September, I have to make enough money to cover myself for October, and so on and so forth. Ideally, continuing to ramp up, be able to put money in savings, stuff like that. But at the very least, I need to cover my expenses in September with money earned in August. And so that's a little dicey. It's doable. It's not impossible. It's just going to be hard, that's all. So, efficiencies, to get back to efficiency topic, efficiencies in training. Because I narrowed down my goals, I can look at what's the most efficient way for me to be advancing towards those specific few goals. For the 1,000-pound total, my best option is to increase my 3 big lifts, obviously. That's my goal. So I've cut down on the aesthetic stuff a bit. I have focused mainly on sort of a pseudo-Texas method style, in the hopes of adding, again if I stick to it, adding 10 pounds or so to my squat slash bench slash deadlift at any given point in time every week. Which, if I keep at that pace, conceivably I should be able to, I should be at a 1,000-pound total before the end of the year. My running, I brought down to 2 days a week on my on weeks. And that is just, I do like an interval run and a long run, and then I'll do like a 5K. An interval run, a long run, and a 5K, just alternating like that. So, because I knew what my specific small goals were, I could look up the most efficient strategies, scientifically speaking, that we know of, and hone in on just those strategies to accomplish my goal. And again, this is one of those things where you don't want to overthink it. Like I said, doing something is better than nothing. But finding the most efficient workout for my specific goals, since I have such a small number of goals, was really my best option at the time. Now I just have to stick with it. So those have really kind of been my core modalities lately. And dealing with the stress of the dojo situation, without going into too much detail about what it was, really kind of knocked me off for about a week there. But I'm feeling much better now. And just got to get back on track. So right now, my main tools for that, cold turkey, efficient lifting, and doing what I can when I can't do anything else. Beyond that, the other efficiency that I need to keep working on is getting back into a regular sleep schedule and waking up nice and early. I've had a lot of get-togethers, parties, celebrations, fun stuff like that I've been going to on the weekends, which has been great, but unfortunately it's been screwing my sleep schedule. If I'm not in bed by 10 o'clock, I'm not getting up at 5:30 in the morning. It's just the way it is. And for quite a few of these, I'm not even driving home until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So, got to get back on the sleep schedule. Most of my fun get-togethers for the summer are done with. I just find that waking up in the early morning, I'm just so much more productive than if I don't. I know some people are able to, sleep in and wake up and still be productive, but I just feel like a slug. I feel much better if I wake up early and get on it. So that's another thing that I have to get back on, and the stress also goes hand in hand with that too. The stuff that I was dealing with for the dojo, I was not really even sleeping all that well. So that's the last thing. The last efficiency is stress management. I'm working so much right now that I don't really de-stress properly, because even if I take time to do something that's, fun and relaxing, I feel almost guilty when I'm doing it, which is weird, because I always feel like, oh, I could be working right now. Not a healthy mindset. So that's the last efficiency that I have to work in, is figuring out a way to get in some time to just relax and have fun and be okay with relaxing and having fun, which is a strange thing, but it's just the way it is. So, yeah. So, fun fact, while shooting this video, literally while I was shooting this video, I got a final email from the landlord of the place that we're looking to rent out for the dojo/gym, agreeing to our final terms, which is a huge load off of my back, because, oh boy, it was a little dicey there for a while. But that means that our lease is officially, well, approved as long as we sign and deliver our initial check. And we are good to go for dojo/superhero gym that I still haven't named yet. So that's freaking exciting. So I'm going to bench press this 180 pounds a couple of times to celebrate. That one almost didn't go. Oh, that feels really good. Okay, I'm super excited. Feel a little like I'm going superhuman today.